What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony AJ Joshua. Get this. Anthony Joshua could accept an interim fight if Alexander Usyk rematch is delayed. Joshua may be forced to accept an interim fight ahead of his rematch with Usyk as the Ukrainian continues his effort in the war against Russian invasion, which could see the second meeting delayed. Of course, we know that Anthony Joshua is willing to accept an interim fight if his rematch with Usyk is delayed due to the war against Russia. The British star is looking to regain his unified heavyweight titles from Usyk after he outboxed him in a punch-perfect display to beat Joshua last year. Usyk recently came over to the UK to hold talks over the second meeting, but has now returned to the Ukraine to take up arms against the Russian invasion. Okay. Anthony Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, has confirmed Usyk will be delayed, possibly, okay? But Eddie also said the only fight that AJ wants right now is Alexander Usyk. If we have to fight in between, no problem at all. But we'll respect that. If that comes, if there is to be the delay for the contractual period, we'll be happy to grant that. But we want that fight, okay? And the question would be, who should Anthony Joshua fight if he does take on an interim fight? British promoter Frank Warren previously offered British stars Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois to Joshua if he did not want to step straight into a test with Usyk. Deontay Wilder has also admitted that he would be willing to schedule a fight with Joshua on his return, but that looks highly unlikely. Okay. He told CNN, "I really don't know when I'm going to step back into the ring." Okay, that's Usyk. And we have Joshua with those possible guys. Let me stop there because that's really no more to read. Okay, now it's time to counterpunch. Anthony Joshua needs to understand, which I think he does, that the fight that he wants, he may not be able to have. But I think it's been so paramount and it's been such a highly competitive, strenuous career that Joshua's had over the years for a very long time. I mean, even when he loses, it's always right back in there because he's only lost twice. But each time it's like, hey, I'm going back in there and I'm going to right my wrong. Well, this time it's going to be difficult because we don't know when he has that opportunity. You know, and I know the elephant in the room is this. Whoever he decides to fight, it's got to be somebody worth mentioning. You know what I mean? I don't see Joshua. I think he's too proud to take a tune-up fight. He's not a Tyson Fury. He's not like other fighters. So he probably will take someone that would probably be a banana skin, all right? And he could end up losing. And I think that's the elephant in the room. That's the biggest fear, that Anthony Joshua goes in for another fight with another dangerous opponent and gets beat. Gets knocked out, gets hurt like Andy Ruiz did him. You know, and I think that's a lot of people's fear, because if he loses that fight, it's over. Okay? Regardless of what people think, regardless of how much you like Joshua, Joshua would then become someone like an Arturo Gatti. Yeah, he'll sell tickets. Yes, people will still like him. Yes, he'll still be entertaining. But at the end of the day, he won't be on that elite level like he was. He will be someone like Arturo Gatti, all right? He will be someone that people go to see, but he's not the people, or he's not the guy that you can wholeheartedly trust to win each and every fight go moving forward, okay? And let's talk about the three guys for a minute. Frank Warren wants Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois. Those are both guys that both sparred with Joshua. Daniel Dubois is supposed to knock out Joshua in sparring, mind you. So they could build off that. But, of course, Joe Joyce beat Daniel Dubois. And I think, if anything, Joshua would probably want Joe Joyce. And I know Frank Warren would want it all because they know that Anthony Joshua will sell. So Joe Joyce will then have the pleasure of seeing one of his fighters on top of Tyson Fury and Dillian White getting it on. So he'll have back-to-back appreciation with having the luxury to co-host probably that Joshua fight and Joe Joyce fight, if not Sam Jones, because I think Sam Jones is the promoter of Joe Joyce. So then you have Deontay Wilder. Well, I don't know if Deontay Wilder will be ready by that time either. Because we don't even know if he's going to fight again. Because he wants to take a spiritual journey first, so we don't know what he's going to do. Would I like that fight? Hell yeah, I would like that fight. I've been waiting 4 years for that fight. Damn near close to 5, because they supposed to fought in 2017, and that didn't happen. 18 didn't happen. 19 didn't happen. Joshua got beat in 19. Deontay Wilder got beat in 2020. So, those guys fighting, it looks farther and farther away. But this could be a time where they could. And if I was Joshua and I wanted to fight anybody, I would at least try to take on Deontay Wilder. That's if they can come to agreement, because you'll go back to the same old shit with Shelly Finkel and Eddie Hearn and those guys getting together and trying to make it happen. And we don't know if it would happen. But one thing about it, they don't have to worry about belts. Or that BS. You know what I mean? They don't have to worry about that. But you're still dealing with two top heavyweights. And I think Wilder and Joshua are in the same boat. They both got 2 losses. They both are coming off those losses, and they both have something to prove. So if anything, I would go for that particular fight with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. I know that's wishful thinking to me because, look how hard it was to have that or to get that fight even talked about anyway, and I think we'll probably be spinning our wheels with that fight, but that would be the ideal fight. I think Wilder, Joshua should happen. If Wilder's open to it, I think that should be the guy that he should face. He's fought Tyson Fury 3 times. Why not Anthony Joshua? They all of them whooped Brazil's ass. So, let's see what happens when those guys get it on. You know what I mean? So I would go for that, but Joshua needs to fight somebody. He can't wait around for another guy fighting a war and he may or may not come out of. You know what I mean? So I think he needs to look in the mirror. I think he needs to understand, hey, this war may not be over right away, so I need to look after me, the man in the mirror. And I think the man in the mirror needs to understand that he needs to fight to stay relevant. Okay, because if he keeps going, because he only fought 1 time last year, and I think 1 time in 2020. So, it's the whole key is to being active, and then that could hurt anybody too, being inactive. Okay, so I think Anthony Joshua needs to go for what he knows. If he can't fight Usyk, he needs to go for the best or the top or the next top fighter, and the next top fighter is Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua may being forced to take an interim fight. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.